everybody. I'm waiting for people to show up, but let's see what happens. This is Smark of Xcellence. Can't you my name? It's gonna be online because I gotta roll cigarettes for my trip to Michigan this weekend. And let's see if anybody shows up to this live broadcast. We are doing great. Nobody here yet. Still live and still waiting for people to show up. Can't talk about anything if no audience. Hello. Let me know who you are. Hello, show. Still waiting for other people to show up. Rolling cigarettes from freaking Michigan. Hello. You guys gotta let me know if you're here. Getting a little time for people to come in, check it out before I start talking about wrestling. Okay, get more people in here because this broadcast is kind of boring right now, and I know it. Gotcha. Alright, we're losing people, ain't that great? Oh well. Let's see. Alright, everybody. I said I was going to wait 10 minutes before I start talking about wrestling. That's what this channel is about. Might do other stuff, but basically it's about wrestling and my love for the sport and what I think about wrestling promotions going on today and some that are going on in the past. Let's stick with the guys that are going today. Gee, I'm glad I shared it. Still waiting. Pillow tie. I'm waiting for a 10-minute mark, then I'll start talking about wrestling. Hopefully people will show up and watch this. That would be grand. I put music on, otherwise I'd have my YouTube playing back at me. I tried that yesterday and it sounded weird. Lay me down to sleep. My soul to keep. Freezing it. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. I just want to see how long it's going to take me to roll these things. Apparently a long time. I can't open the goddamn box. Ten minutes is when we're starting this up. There's people here on night out. They will watch it later, I guess. I don't know. Couple seconds. Alright, 10-minute mark. There it is. This is Smark of Xcellence. I am the host, the producer, the director, the writer. Even though it's pretty much a free form, not much writing going on. Here we talk about pro wrestling. And with pro wrestling, if you're a fan, then great. If you're not a fan, I don't understand why not. Yet sometimes I do watching it. There's a lot of bad segments, I guess. But let's talk about Raw. WWE Raw. The only thing I can want to say about Raw was, why the hell were the Ball family there? I don't understand that at all. LeVar Ball is a moron. He thinks that everything rolls on him, which I understand. In a wrestling world, you have to have that conceitedness, but he just ruined that whole show. And then his idiot younger son, LaMelo, decides to go out there and drop the N-word twice. Yeah, genius. I guess I could see it from their angle. Oh, no, all publicity is good. There's no such thing as bad publicity. From the Ball's perspective, I see that. WWE has had problems with that word being said by either their performers or on air. Anyway, enough of that. And I thought it was hilarious that they sent Dean Ambrose out there to cut the segment short. And it seemed to piss off everybody backstage as well. Rightfully so. And for something I have to say about that, Lonzo Ball, you might be a great player and everything. I don't know. Do the world a favor and tell your father to shut the hell up and leave your family back in the back and you be the star, not your family. That's how it works. You're the one that got your family there. They're the one getting recognized because of you. So, be that. And there's no need to see your moron father, and there's no reason to see your idiot brother say stuff on air that he shouldn't. And then see all of you there just laughing, really upset. Not just, the public. You just showed how much ignorance you have. And you could be the greatest player in the world, but if you're that stupid and act that way, no one's going to care about you. Anyway, back to wrestling. Sorry, a little rant there. So Raw, it was okay except for that segment. I do like the Enzo Amore and Big Cass split. I liked how Big Cass brought everybody in thinking, oh yeah, maybe they're not going to do this. Maybe he's not going to turn heel. Maybe he's not going to go on his own. Then they get everything ready, and then right on the ramp, big clothesline to Enzo. Guess they're not really brothers. I liked it. I like it a lot. I think that's what Big Cass needs. I don't know. Maybe Enzo they put him with another big guy and have him go up against Cass. Have a few matches against Cass, Enzo, where he tries, but he can't. So then he finds someone else that will help him. Hopefully a new guy too, not the Big Show or Kane or anything like that. A newer guy. Help the newer guy get over. That's my thought on that. I'm digging the Lesnar Joe angle. I think that's great. Joe's so over right now that they're even thinking about, rumors are that they're thinking about letting it extend past Great Balls of Fire. Dumbest name for a pay-per-view. It would have been great if pay-per-views were like in the 60s and 50s when that song came out. It's a famous song, don't get me wrong, but what the hell does Great Balls of Fire have to do with wrestling? Anyway, So let's move on to SmackDown, because there was really nothing. What else on Raw? The women's angle. Yeah. Sasha Banks is the #1 contender. Okay, that was good. The gauntlet was good. It was really good, actually. I liked it. Again, the problem with Raw is it seems so long. And they have so many. I understand they have so many segments of talking. But everybody thinks, oh, it's 3 hours long. When I first did it, it's 3 hours long, so there's going to be more matches. It seems like there's less matches because it's dragged on so long. Now, I'm not saying that they should go back to 2 hours, but put more matches in. First hour, that's where you should you kick it off big and build it up for the main event later on that night. Then in between that hour and a half, you have the guys that you don't have out there that much and have them go out there. I do enjoy the Titus worldwide now, I guess. That is good. I like how they're using Titus as a manager of his own stable. Great talker. And that I actually enjoy. So SmackDown. SmackDown was pretty good. I enjoyed the women's ladder match. That's how it should have been on the pay-per-view. Why they didn't think that was gonna piss off everybody that James Ellsworth grabbed it. Yeah, I mean, maybe it was just to boost the ratings. I don't know. Once again, I'm not an expert in wrestling or anything. I'm just a wrestling fan. Just been watching for 37 years, pretty much. Hopefully, people will like what I have to say. Don't, you don't. Just want the subscriptions. I just want to get my opinion out there. What else is going on? Well, SmackDown, it was good. I mean, I don't think it was anything special, really. And I know it's not because nothing's coming to mind about it except for the ladder match. I thought it was kind of silly the way that they did with Lana and Naomi. I thought that was silly. Why have such a fast match? They had a good match at the pay-per-view, and then you put them out there and make Lana look like shit. I thought that was stupid. What else? I really can't think of anything else that happened on SmackDown. The Usos, I think, fought the Hype Bros and beat them. That's bad booking, I think. If you're going to try to get the Hype Bros over or build Mojo Riley up and everything, and Ryder's big coming back, why have them lose to the Usos? I get the Usos are champions and they have a match coming up on the pay-per-view. But still, I didn't like that at all. You want to get the jobbers like they used to. Get to a jobber tag team to beat the Usos. Because the Hype Bros were supposed to be #1 contenders, and then Ryder hurt himself. And now what? You're just gonna bury him? Oh, you missed it. You got hurt, kid. That's bullshit. Anyway. Did not watch NXT. I know I should have, but I forgot to. But I did watch Lucha Underground. And I enjoyed that thoroughly. Because, 2 reasons. Well, they had good matches with their Cueto Cup going on. And, like in the middle of the hour show, They did this great big build up where they interviewed other wrestlers and the match striker of telling like a good story about the two main guys that they have for Rey Mysterio versus Johnny Mundo or Johnny Nitro, John Morrison, whatever you want to call him. And the way they build it up, where they ask like Cage about it, and they asked Chavo Guerrero Jr., and then they asked Matt Striker, and they were talking about each wrestler, how they're good and everything. Then they asked who they think would win, and it was Chavo Guerrero says Rey Mysterio, and they asked Prince Puma, and he thought Rey Mysterio. Then they asked Cage, and he says Johnny Mundo. And the way that they told the story and had it build up so much was very interesting, because the way they built it up, it made it seem so much grander, so much like, which it is. Those two are amazing athletes, and they have put on great matches all the time. But and then not having the two wrestlers talk about each other or anything, and yet they have everybody like in the company talking about it. What I did find a little odd about it though is that they had a English narrator, and I'm like, okay. I mean, I get it. It was cool and everything, but still, it just seemed a little off to me. I didn't know why. And then the last match of the show was Killshot versus Killshot versus Jeremiah Crane or Sammy Callahan, and they put on a great match. I think it had to be at least 20-minute match, but it was a great story they told back and forth, and just a good match. Killshot is amazing, and Sammy Callahan or Jeremiah Crane there, he was great. I've liked him ever since. Yes, my brother showed me him on NXT, and I thought it was great. And I was happy to see him in Lucha Underground when he first showed up. And the way he's got this character going was Jeremiah Crane, the Death Machine. I like that. The moniker was interesting to have for him, but it was great. It was a good show. Overall, a great show. Lucha Underground, I think, is great. I don't understand why people hate it, because it's a different way of telling the wrestling story. And with bigger promotions like WWE, back like WCW, it was always told the same freaking way. The Lucha Underground has got it's got the Mexican luchador vibe to it a lot, and how they treat their luchadors down there as they're heroes, or villains, but so much like a comic book aspect to it, and the way that they have a real movie quality and feel to their promos, so to say, which are their other segments besides the wrestling. It's really interesting to watch and fun and entertaining. Now, what else is going on in the world? Tomorrow is the New Japan US G1 special that you can find on Access, and I'm very excited to see that. I won't be able to see it until next week though, because I'm going to Michigan, and I usually take a week off of wrestling. That's why this is just a little broadcast of what my show is going to be, because really, and it'll be better produced, and I will have better notes on things. But New Japan, I find to be very, very fun to watch, and the stories that all the wrestlers do are great. I wish there was more out there. Like, I wish they did live shows but it is across the world. What I like to do, I enjoy everybody in Bullet Club. Uh, I love watching Being the Elite on YouTube. The Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, great wrestlers. Kenny Omega is very entertaining. Him and the Bucks and Marty Scurll, great wrestlers. Can't say enough about them. Even though my favorite wrestler in New Japan right now is Okada. When they had the pay-per-view for, I think it was Wrestle Kingdom 11, I believe, 11 or 10, I'm not sure. When they had it on pay-per-view in the U.S. because GFW presented it, I watched that. I saw the match where he fought Tanahashi, I believe, and I thought he was a star. I didn't notice him from being in TNA, and where they completely crapped all over his career and made him freaking Kato. Just ridiculous and stupid. Anyway, I'm very excited to see what happens at the New Japan G1 special, where they name a United States champion. That's what the tournament is. And I believe that's where Cody Rhodes will be facing Okada, if I'm not mistaken. And I want to see what happens there. Otherwise, Impact. Let's talk about Impact Wrestling. Just watched it yesterday, right before I watched Lucha Underground. And Impact, it was a decent go-home show. They did a lot of build-up for the pay-per-view. I have to say this, though. I want Rosemary to be in NXT, in WWE. Her character and the way she carries herself, it's just great. And she's a great wrestler, too. And that's also very hard to do with the whole horror gimmick that she has. Like, it's either you can hit it right on the head, or you completely shit on it, or you shit the bed with it, because there's never a middle with that. I take that back. There's one middle, but that's the Undertaker, and that man could get over with anything at one point where he did. But what I'm saying is that guys that come out like real horror, like horror-based, creepy, you don't see that many guys getting over that well. She does it so well. And I was worried about it at first when Decay was ended. But when they did, she came out strong, being the champ. And okay, I'm gonna say one thing. I can't stand the Joseph Park character. You have a monster named Abyss, a hardcore beast, and you're gonna put him in a silly little gimmick of a lawyer. Although they did build up that well too. The Josh Matthews and Steiner versus Joseph Park and Jeremy Borash at Slammiversary. I can't stand Josh Matthews, which is his job, I must say. But it's not just heel heat. You know, it's not like, oh, I hate him, I want to see someone kick his ass. I just don't want to see him or hear him. I can't stand him. He does all this crap. And it's like, why the hell are you there? Anyway, And the big news there also is that they're having D'Angelo Williams join their Slammiversary, which I found very interesting actually, and surprised. I don't know if that means he's going to retire from football. He is still a free agent, I believe. Is he going to go football full time? You know, that would be interesting to see. Because that's a football star. A star in the NFL. And if he transitions from just straight doing just football to right to straight wrestling and does well, he's going to be the first guy to do that. And I am very excited to see that. Also, the fact that he's helped me out in fantasy football a lot. But anyway, the Impact Wrestling, it ended with an 8-man tag, which was good. The main fight was it was Lashley, EC3. Who else was it? Oh, and Davey Richards and Congo Kong versus Alberto El Patron, Eddie Edwards, James Storm, and Shera. Shera comes out and gets his ass handed to him because he got in the ring with none of his partners there. And they beat the crap out of him. Then his partners finally come out, which I thought was a long time for them to send him out finally, because it was like a good 5 minutes of him getting his ass whipped. Or it might have been less. It just seemed that. Then they finally come out and stop him, and then they take Shera to the back, which I found to be very similar to what happened at the Money in the Bank match with the men, where Corbin beat up Shinsuke, and they built it up that way. It seemed. It just seemed odd for that to happen twice so close together, different promotions, but. Anyway, fight back and forth with all the guys, and then Shera comes back out to fight. It was a good 8-man. I enjoyed it. It was very entertaining. Anyway, and then sorry, I'm messing with my beard. It was a good match. Good show overall. I think it was done better than any of the other go-home matches for WWE has had as of lately. And it's going to be interesting what happens at Slammiversary, I think. Insight into that is that Impact has bought GFW, which those who watch Impact kind of knew it was going to happen anyway, that they were going to merge. As if you're watching Impact, you see a lot of GFW wrestlers come out, and then letting GFW have championship matches on Impact, or GFW championship matches, and they're just going to combine the titles and everything. It's pretty much what Slammiversary is at this point. It's going to be an interesting to see what happens from here on out. Anyway, well, this is my YouTube page, and I will be talking more about wrestling. If you have any comments, please leave them down so I can see. Subscribe if you like what I'm talking about. I'll have more videos talking about the sport that I care for and love. I think this should be fun. You can also follow me on Twitter at Don't Eat the Brown Snow without the W. Check me out on Facebook, Smark of Xcellence. And for now, goodbye.